I've struggled gluing up some projects over the years, and I found that when I take my time to set things up right, everything falls into place. I have a rather difficult glue up here. I have a Splayed Dovetailed Kitchen Stool. It features hand-cut dovetails splayed at 7 degrees, and that angle really complicates the glue up. I need to make sure that my clamping pressure is even and adequate along the shoulders. So I've taken a few measures to ensure that, and I'd like to show you. I started off by making this block here. I have my 7-degree angle cut on each end, and I've made sure that the dimension at the top exactly measures my shoulder-to-shoulder dimension on my tailboard. But that's not enough. I want to get a clamp on that, and to ensure that the clamp doesn't slip off as I apply pressure, I have another block with that same 7 degrees cut on it. Unfortunately, when I tried to get my clamp on, I found it rather difficult to hold the blocks into place and apply the pressure. So I used a little bit of double stick tape to hold these little blocks in place as I applied it, and made it a hands-free operation and much easier. I have a clamp on either side, and that made sure that I got adequate pressure along the shoulder of the tailboard, but it didn't close the shoulder on my pin board. In order to do that, I needed to make a dovetail caul. Some people call it a comb. I've made a video about this. You can see a link for it in the description below. And basically what it is, it's a block of wood that has some notches over it so that it hits the tails of the dovetails and allows the pins to pierce through. I've also, in this particular instance, I made one of the notches a little extra deep so it goes around my clamp so that it doesn't interfere with that. With that in place and my dovetail caul in place, I then decided to use some parallel clamps. These are really nice clamps. They apply even pressure, and it made sure that my shoulder closed even in the center of my stool. You could use a deep reach pipe clamp, and that would work well. It would give you pressure far enough in that it would close. You might find that it doesn't quite close in the center, but a little tap with your dead blow mallet will make sure that it closes. I'd also like to point out at the bottom that I've ripped a piece of plywood to the exact width of the project and then screwed on these blocks. What they do is they keep the splay from extending out too far, therefore keeping my joint nice and closed. Also, it let me throw a box underneath here to allow me to slip the head of the parallel clamps underneath. It made it less of a struggle to get the piece together. If you want to see all the steps involved in making this dovetail kitchen stool, subscribe to see this and other woodworking videos.